How's it going, everyone? Liban Ali here. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be talking about the Google Stadia. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. As recently, they did come out with the Google Stadia Connect, where they talked about some of the games coming to the platform, the actual platform itself, internet speeds, and launch details and pricing. So everything kind of looked pretty good to me. A nice little package there they put together. However, there are three kind of glaring issues, problems, omissions that the Google Stadia will definitely have if it wants to be a successful platform. So I just wanted to go over a couple of them with you guys. So the first of which is definitely internet connection. So during the actual Connect, they did talk about the minimum speed you'll need to actually play the games on their servers and the recommended speed that they recommend for everyone. So I'm just going to go over them for you guys very quickly. We had 10 megabits per second, which would give you a 720p 60 frames per second, 20 megabits per second, which would put you at 1080p 60 frames per second, and the recommended, which was 35 megabits per second, which would give you 4K and 60 frames per second. So the main problem here is that obviously not everyone has a decent internet connection, and therefore will not be able to take advantage of everything that the Stadia has to offer. Worse off would be those same people that probably won't be able to use the service even on its most basic level. Let me hit you up with some facts. So according to the UK Guardian, last year the average speed in the UK was 18.75 megabits per second, which placed it just under the 1080p mark. Now this would give you a decent gaming experience, but does not account for other potential fluctuations which can result in a game stuttering or lowering its resolution mid gameplay. And I know for the hardcore players out there, this just is not going to cut it. Even during the initial Stadia display, you guys might remember, the game was literally lagging on screen. Hopefully this is something that can be figured out by launch, and which I believe is going to be its biggest problem in regards to it becoming actual successful service / platform. Number two, for certain games, of course, something that's very important is input delay. And this can of course become a big problem as well, especially when it comes to certain games in maybe the fighting genre, fast-paced shooters, heck, even racing titles. As this is all being handled by a data center that's clearly going to be far away from you, how will this interrupt the overall experience? It's one thing having a clear running picture, but it's entirely another when your button press is a second or half a second late. It's possible that this will be resolved by Stadia having you connect to the best possible data center at all times, although this could also be furthered by the fact that it could depend on the screen you're playing on as well, refresh rates. So I think it'd be in the best interest of Google to give a breakdown of this, as during the Connect they did talk about being able to play on a multitude of different screens as well at the same time. Being able to press a button and for the action to happen as quickly as possible will only add to a much better gaming experience. I hope Google can definitely figure this out. Lastly, number three, server issues. Now, they made a point of this all being handled on their servers. They optimize it as best as they can, like using all the tech that they were able to figure out with YouTube and Gmail and Google Maps, etc. All the services they've used over the years. Now, the way I see it, everything happens on this server. So let's say on the off chance there is a server issue, this means that you will be locked out entirely from the games that you have bought or the games that you do want to play because they all run on that server. Even more annoying is if this happens more than one occasion. So not only could it possibly happen on more than one occasion, but it could also go down for a considerable amount of times, meaning that you are not playing those games at all whatsoever. Now, let's say this happened while you were actually playing the game. So it could potentially cause you to not only lose your progress, but also lose your save data. And I know I would find that very disheartening. As it stands right now, there is no way to actually play the games offline, but maybe that's something they will address closer to launch. And I think that's something that could potentially offset any potential server issues or disconnects that might happen, either from any server problems or internet connections issues that you might have at the same time. Overall, Google has put together something that I believe can most definitely, it can definitely succeed. But there are so many walls, so many issues in the way that can easily stop that from happening, as it did to OnLive so many years ago. Time will only tell if we are ready for something like this. However, as of right now, it's definitely not something that everyone can enjoy. That's the one thing the current consoles have over what Google Stadia is trying to offer, is that whether you are online or offline, everyone can still play their games without being locked out from them. But that's what I think so far of Google Stadia, the main problems I think it might have in regards to having it succeed. Let me know what you guys think about the Google Stadia. Do you think they actually have something here, or do you think it is destined to burn and fail? I'm really interested in hearing your thoughts, so let me know down in the comments below. If you have enjoyed the video, do consider giving it a like, leaving a comment and subscribing to the channel, as there's a lot more content coming down the line. Do check out some of the other videos as well on the channel. There's a lot of great videos on there that I know you guys will enjoy. Next time I'll be back with you guys. E3 is starting tomorrow. We are going off with a reaction to EA Plays. That'll be up as soon as possible. Hopefully EA can impress us. I know many E3s, it kind of does fall flat. Once again, thank you very much everyone for watching the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.